Greetings, adventurers! My name is Valkyria, and welcome to episode 3 of my Let's Play series of Vampire the Masquerade, Shadows of New York. Here we go. So I think we just have been transformed by a lady vampire because at the end of the last episode we have been bitten. So let's see what happened. Once again, I find myself in Big Beat Burger. Familiar surroundings, faces I recognize, mood same as it ever was. Still, I process it in an entirely different way. It all frustrates me now, or more precisely, makes me frustrated with myself. It's like I'm clinging to the remnants of a cocoon I've outgrown. Ugh! It's the same with these cigarettes. I don't need them anymore, so why do I keep holding on to them? Fucking hell, it's like I refuse to accept that I'm something better than I used to be. A vampire. Oh, we know that. Just 2 nights ago, I met Karen. Oh no, not a Karen! She embraced me, by which I mean turned me into a kindred. She calls herself I couldn't read. What was the term? Last night, she taught me the basics of survival, drinking blood, manipulating humans, bending steel, controlling shadows. Tonight, I expected more lessons. Instead, she just told me to go out and enjoy myself. What's the catch? I asked, to which she responded, I might kill you if you prove to be a disappointment. There are a few rules. I have to uphold the masquerade. I can't contact anyone I knew as a human. I can't let anyone realize I'm not human anymore. I can't embrace anyone, and so on. If you guys are curious, you can read some description. So the embrace, of course, is when a vampire turns their human prey into a fellow vampire for whatever reason, blah blah blah. Kindred, a term of fellowship among vampires, thought to have been coined after an arch uprising of some sort, but the Camarilla doesn't talk about that much. Sire, the one who makes you a bloodsucker, a vampire's name for parent. Mine was Karen. Child, it's the baby vampire. And the masquerade, the systematic secrecy of vampires built to conceal their world from humankind in order to protect us. Essentially, the masquerade is our shield against the fear of and ignorance of human beings. Make no bones about it. If the vast majority of people ever learned we exist, we would be hunted to extinction. That's why we keep it secret. Otherwise, I'm free to do whatever I want. But for some reason, the first thing I did was come back here. Old habits die hard. Karen is probably watching me from somewhere even now. The way I understand it, tomorrow night, she's supposed to introduce me to the Camarilla, a local society of vampire. Turns out they are the ones who have been systematically ruining my life lately. All a part of some secret evaluation that I barely passed. Just imagining the reach they have makes me dizzy. After they destroyed the old me that I barely cared about, Karen rebuilt me anew. On one hand, her test left some scars that will take time to heal. On the other hand, maybe I should just be grateful? I am snapped out of my thoughts by a sudden scream. Ah! Some douchebag yelling about his french fries not being salty enough. I think this is my cue to leave, permanently. Goodbye, BBB. Hope I never see you again. I'm destined for greater things, you see? Now we have to choose where we are going, I think. Is that it? Retributive justice, a meathead bully and his unfortunate victim. I probably shouldn't interfere, but what better chance could I find to test what I've become? Oh, there's also the Danse Macabre. Time to swing a little more on the devil's dance floor. The club beckons. We could go there, that would be fun. The risks of swiping right. This Tinder addict smells like A, a bit of a loser, B, a wannabe intellectual, C, a perfect source of nourishment. Let's go with the Danse Macabre. That's all for me. This club reeks of death. and I love it. Wow, it looks really cool, honestly. I've been here quite a few times, but I've never seen anything this breathtaking. Everyone around me is whacked out of their minds as they keep dancing madly. The spirits dance beside them. Spectral silhouettes. I feel like I'm in a Blade movie. Spectral silhouettes phase in and out of existence, becoming more visible too. The more intense the music grows, it looks like a bizarre ritual, a profane mess. Mess? I notice it's the voice samples. The ghosts react to the strongest, the most suggestive ones, cause them to appear distorted, even tormented. Oh, there's a specter. It's as if something was struggling to be born out of the harsh sounds and the dead were hoping to be reborn alongside it. They're all uneasy, quivering with desire for something far beyond their reach, probably the same as when they were alive. Sometimes, the living dancers spot their dead counterparts. It's usually the most manic ones who notice something out of the corner of their eyes for only a split second, but never realize what they've glimpsed. Some apparitions dance to a completely different tune than the rest of us, one only they can hear. They seem the saddest. The spectacle is eerie. At times, it's unbearably melancholic. Above all, it's beautiful. I keep on moving to the rhythm until I reach a trance-like state, and then something even stranger happens. Every now and then, when I brush against someone, a fragmentary vision appears before my eyes. A car burning on a freeway, an outstretched hand in the depths of the sea, a man jumping out of a skyscraper window. Memories of the past? Preventable visions of the future? I have no idea what it means, but I'm strangely eager to find out. Oh my god, she looks so cool. I love her little space buns and her style. And then, there are dancers like her, ones that aren't ghosts, human, or even vampires, but something else altogether. They are just cool people. This new world is full of mysteries, and I plan to get to the bottom of them all. But for now, I just want to dance. Okay, nothing more happens here. We can go check the risk of swiping right on Tinder. He lowers his eyes awkwardly, thinking how to proceed with his rant. Some dude. Oh, I love his name. So it's like the conversation isn't really smooth, yeah? It's like I keep throwing shit against the wall and seeing what stinks. What sticks? What stinks? I'm so sorry, but nothing seems to stick for long. You understand, yeah? For sure. For sure. It's really this lack of context that's killing me about online dating. It's bad enough when a few photos and a single sentence are all you have to rely on when starting a conversation, huh? But when a cosmic miracle finally happens and she's actually willing to keep replying to you and she's actually down to meet up eventually and you're out there sitting with her, oh my god, he's a bit of a creep. Is he like drooling or something? Oh, it's the effect of light on his lips. It looks weird. And after 90 minutes, exactly 90 minutes, you still don't have that shared context. Just no clue whatsoever. It's just like, take me out and put a bullet in my head and put me out of my misery. That shows that I'm not interested in your conversation. So it's just one of those dates, and it's like we've been sitting here for ages, and the only thing she has prolonged interest in is getting as hammered as possible. Just one drink after another. It's because you're boring as hell. And the more drunk she is, the more familiar she's getting. It's these little things, you know? Touching my upper arm after each joke, her arm around my shoulder, her jokingly punching my waist. This escalation is subtle, but steady. In addition, one recurring topic appears, and that is all the cool she has and wishes she could have shown me. Oh, too bad. It's all back in her apartment. Whoa, that's when it's me. She just wants to... She wants to do the F word. Sleep with me. this happens within, I'm sure it happens within there. I've never been on there, but I'll say, oh, do I look surprised? Oh yeah, I'll say, no way! Yeah, well, eventually we both run out of ideas for topics that could potentially be interesting to the both of us. So I'm just like, yeah, I'd sure love to see all that crap in your apartment. So we Uber there, and it's admittedly pretty nice apartment. Like, nothing too fancy, but I can tell her dad is the kind of ass, oh, sorry, I'd like to punch in the face if I ever met him. Know what I mean? You have problems, dude. So she guides me to the kitchen and makes me some tea, a rare Indian blend. Forgot what it was 5 minutes later. Then she excuses herself and goes to the bathroom and doesn't come back. Oh, it's not going well. 10 minutes later, I run out of tweets to read. Oh, it's because you don't follow enough people on Twitter, because I swear you can read for hours. And become a little concerned. I start looking around. The first thing that catches my eyes is a kitchen table. And the table is surprisingly large, and it's covered in neatly arranged documents, like some connect the dots, investigation board, mafia, conspiracy kind of thing. Naturally, I take interest. It takes me 20 seconds to process what it is. Her entire mental health history sorted chronologically, with all the juicy stuff neatly underlined in color, and I mean entire. It's all in there. Oh, I think it's cool though. It's a bit creepy. But that is a whole other level of dedication. A detailed description of her household situation over the years, anxiety, ADHD, bouts of depression, suspicions of schizophrenia, severe BPD, some weird psychosexual stuff with her brother. I keep reading and remember what I said about throwing against the wall and seeing what sticks. I'm dead certain that's her. That's how her shrinks went about diagnosing her. And he goes to any strangers and he's telling me what's going on. That's not cool, dude. That's not cool. She finally comes out of the bathroom like an hour after she went in. At this point, I've read all of the on the table 3 times, and not just the stuff she's highlighted for my convenience. And I feel like right now I understand her better than like someone who's read Crime and Punishment understands Raskolnikov. And I'm not happy about that, like, at all. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. She walks in with a cheerful hi. I respond with a slick, all good. She nods, does this weird finger gun thing, and chuckles. I pretend I've been doing work-related stuff on my phone the whole time. And he's a liar. Small talk starts. A minute in, she casually picks up one of the documents on the table, and she starts doing these super obvious body language cues that are like, oh no, how did this get here? I'm practically dying inside, but I put on my cool face and make it look like I'm not here. Sorry, gotta reply to my boss. Yeah, he's working 24/7. Psycho mother. Yeah, ha. She slowly collects all the documents, puts them away, and then nonchalantly asks me something about Tame Impala while I'm feeling crushed by all the kinds of trauma I've just learned about. The apartment starts feeling like a coffin. All of a sudden, she picks up a kitchen knife and starts playing with it. With this zone out there, I'm mortified. So what do you think I did? I think he slept with her. You slept with her. Of course I slept with her. Whoa, that is weird. That's how the worst 6 months of my life began, and I couldn't even say I didn't see it coming. God, I'm such a You are. He leans back and groans while hiding his face behind his palm. I look at his neck. Every vein seems so visible and impossibly alluring. I don't think I ever looked at anyone's leg like that. I realize I feel insanely thirsty. Damn. I know. You sure took a turn. Years ago, when this rant began, it was about continental philosophy. What? Sorry, can you say that again? He's pretty drunk, barely able to focus on anything but his current train of thought. Just what I was hoping for. Oh, now I can feed, maybe. Years ago when this... Never mind, listen. It's stuffy in here. I want to go out, get some fresh air. You haven't touched your drink. I mean, I would if I could. No more alcohol for me. What? No, this one's not mine. I mean, some dude bought it for me, but I don't want it. He scans the room with a death stare, looking for the guy who did it, not realizing his best chance of fighting him is in the mirror. Then he drinks like half of my glass, at once, while looking around as if he was hoping to prove his dominance over an unseen enemy. Okay, after you. We are walking across a mostly empty street. He's focused on keeping upright and walking in a straight line. I'm focused on finding a spot where I can drink him up. You seem like bad news. Look at you. Oh yeah? So why don't you just leave me alone? Determinism, I guess. I roll my eyes, and that's when I notice it. A deep, underlit stairwell. I look around and realize there's no one around. This is my chance. I immediately yank him downstairs. It's almost pitch black, but I can still see his face. It doesn't seem shock. It's more like awkwardness. Now listen, it's not that I never wanted to do this sort of thing in public. Quite the opposite. It's just that I need a certain degree of comfort to perform at optimal levels. Oh, shut up. I sink my fangs inside of his neck as he whimpers and becomes silent. Finally, that's what I've been waiting for the past hour. He relaxes in my arms and I relax with him. It's like all the drinks I had to deny myself until now are hitting my head all at once, with no unpleasant side effects. I feel radiant. I don't want this moment to end. But it has to. I drop his body to the floor and lick the wound closed, just the way she taught me. His pulse is faint, but steady. He reeks of booze. If anyone finds him, there should be no suspicion. As I walk up the stairwell, I insert a finger into my mouth and try to sense my fangs. No dice, it seems they really are retractable. Well, that's handy. The hunger pangs are gone. I rub my hands around my body. I feel comfortable, hopeful, happy. Can't remember the last time I enjoyed life like this. Yeah, because our life was pretty bad before we got turned. Now let's keep this party going. Wow, what a night. Oh, the view is so beautiful, to be honest. I watch Times Square from above. It's beautiful. Never thought this place could make me emotional, to be honest, but here I am, feeling deeply moved. Who would have thought? Getting up here was surprisingly easy, all things considered. Took more thought than physical effort. Earlier tonight, I started experimenting with this body's limits. I realize I can jump over small buildings and climb steep walls with ease now, and my whole perception of space has shifted. I planned a scenic route across the rooftops. I did my best to avoid attracting attention. Just as I was told, stayed in the shadows as much as humanly possible. I spot a drone from afar. For a second I feel uneasy, but I remember what she told me. Machines won't get a clear view of me anymore. Camera footage, photos, it's all glitched out or blurry. Wouldn't take it for granted if I didn't try to catch my reflection early on. I couldn't see my face clearly, not in the mirror, not even in a puddle. My face was like one of Dali's clocks. In the first game, in Coteries of New York, though, there is this vampire girl who makes videos and streaming online. And they didn't mention that she was blurry, if I remember correctly, so I think they added up this information. She told me to keep a low profile regardless. Someone might take note and track you down. She didn't care to elaborate, but it didn't sound encouraging. Suddenly, it hits me that I might never be able to see my own face again. I won't even be able to take care of my looks by myself. And what about the long-term psychological effects? Well, no selfie. A knot of anxiety tightens in my stomach. Jesus, this is probably just the tip of the iceberg. What else is going to change? Calm down. Wait a second. These past few nights have been the best of my life. For years, I was in a downward spiral. Failing health, no future. Feeling of overwhelming powerlessness. Now, everything has been flipped upside down. A total paradigm shift. A bad ending is no longer the only option. I am actually looking forward to tomorrow. I forgot how that feels. Where it used to stand at mere seconds to midnight, the doomsday clock has been effectively turned off. A cold breeze brushes my cheek. As stupid as it sounds, I choose to read it as the world telling me to chin up. I can bend anyone to my will. I am capable of superhuman strength. I am a master of shadows. I can do anything. Tomorrow night, I will be introduced to my duties. If everything goes according to the plan, I will become a New York City representative of Clan La Sombra. Whoever they are, whatever that means, I have no idea what to expect. But tonight is tonight. I'm free. All my worries from a month ago feel like they belong to someone else. Finally, things are looking up. Woo! Let's look at the description. Okay, we have the Camarilla, but I thought that we read it, but maybe we have more info now. The big boys and girls in town, the largest vampire sect I know of. Plays well with mortals, or rather plays mortals like a fiddle. Manipulative and rigid in structure, almost feudal, really. There's a prince involved, no joke, heavily invested in maintaining the masquerade and other so-called tradition, which helps with the 2 previous points. And a clan of vampires family tree, specifically those sharing common blood. Imagine everyone who is in your blood related. Everyone you can picture gathered around the table at Christmas, all sharing the same strengths and afflictions. Might be harder to visualize when you come from a big family, but you're still probably only picturing a few dozen people maximum. There are hundreds of vampires in any given clan, maybe more. That's awesome. So this will be the end of episode 3. Thank you so much everyone for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a like and also subscribe to my channel to continue the rest of the series. And I also stream on Twitch, so please follow me. I will put the name in the description below. And I hope you have a good night. Bye!